Hey everyone, welcome to our first iteration of a podcast. Well, I've done one before, like years ago. Uh, Back when I tried to stream the first time around, I had a podcast, like two episodes of a podcast with myself and my brother. I wanted to bring it back again. So today, I'm with my brother. He's home. I have him across the room with me right now. He's got his own microphone. What's up, AJ?
So,
Yeah, that's my brother. AJ, you wanna maybe introduce yourself?
yeah, so my name is AJ. I'm his brother. I play video games like him. We particularly play games like Battlefield, for instance, Battlefield 6. And you guys might see me some times here and there on stream. And yeah, it's going pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's also a gamer. We grew up playing games together, like all the time. I think our biggest game was there were two really big games that we played a lot. It was three games as the years went by, but two big games growing up were the Borderlands series and what was that other game we played, Age? It was Borderlands. Oh yeah, Minecraft. Yeah. You remember
Yeah.
you remember those days, Age?
Oh man, the glory days. There were servers like you remember Heroes Craft, for instance. I'm not sure if anyone has ever heard of that, but
Nah, probably not. It was like a small server, but yeah. You remember
yeah,
when we used to record our own like playthroughs of stuff?
yeah,
The old thing, right?
yeah,
Was our handle was the odd gamer and the even gamer?
yeah.
Dude, those are funny times, bro. What do you think was your most memorable game playing growing up? I see you laughing, AJ. You can't hide that. Here's the thing. Before we even get into that, you want to explain what this little synchronization error is with us, Age?
Yeah. So essentially, essentially, um, you know, essentially what happens is when I'm talking to my brother, we'll just we'll just have like this connection where we'll just start laughing, like even though we didn't say anything. I'm not sure if anyone else has that type of connection with someone they're close to, but it's just some things are just funny, and then we both just kind of like understand. We both just kind of understand. But going back to the whole Minecraft days, we essentially, we would go on these servers, and then these servers would, allow us to build stuff and create stuff. And it would always me, him, and sometimes our cousin. And, it was always fun because we would always make our own bases and go mining and just doing all like the usual Minecraft stuff. And it was just those simple things back then that just kind of slapped.
Do you remember? This is specifically towards Heroes Craft. Or we would try this in other servers, but Heroes Craft we really stuck to, because back then Minecraft was like starting to blow up, right? It was like 2012 into 2012, 2013, right? We Minecraft was blown up, servers becoming a thing. And I even had this thing. I don't know if you remember, but in middle school, a friend of mine tried to get me to join him in server hosting. Like we'd create our own company and start.
Oh
hosting.
yeah, I
You
remember
remember
that.
that? Yeah. That fell through only because our mother. So his mother put in like money to invest and help us make the thing, and I was going to be co-founder as well if I had gotten my mother to also help us. Or, just like I think it was like $60 right at the time. She wouldn't give it because she's like, you guys are kids. This doesn't make sense. And I was like, at the time, the guys in my stream know that I'm a very business oriented person. Ever since I've been like I was young. I always had like a mindset to create things, create businesses, or like have ideas and just sprout them, try to sprout them. Well, she shut that down, and we had a falling out. And I think he's actually been still to this day like doing business based things. So that guy's probably doing really well. Back to fact of the matter. Back to the matter at hand. You remember what we would do? Like we would try to get certain roles in servers, like mod role or admin role or like builder role.
Yeah, I
Do you
remember
remember that?
that. I remember we would always like try to grind up the system
Yeah,
and then just try to reach like the top, even
yeah,
though we were just like little kids, just like having fun or whatever.
yeah, man.
But nah, I completely remember that. I think I remember specifically in that one server that we played. One of us got to admin or
I did.
moderator.
Yeah, I did.
You, yeah. I thought it was our cousin, for instance.
Nah, this is when Jack, my best friend Jack, hi Jack, if you're hearing this, we all played together. Yeah, I think I was moderator first, and then they gave me admin, and I was just like an all around helpful person in the server. Maybe a little too helpful. Like I'd give people things they asked, but they'd have to do something obviously as like an equivalent exchange. And I forgot what it was. I think I must have like I guess the owner didn't like that I was being too helpful. And looking back, maybe that makes sense because he was like an adult or whatever, right? probably like thinking twice about the fact that he gave a fucking 12-year-old dude moderator powers or whatever. But he banned me. I remember he banned me, and Jack was telling me that they like people in the server, the people that would play on the server were really mad that I got banned. Did you still play when I got banned?
Nah, I remember. I think like right when you got banned, and I think even before then, we started to taper off a little bit. Started to venture out. I think at that time we were playing Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, it was a mix of him getting banned that just kind of like killed the vibe because it wasn't just me and Jack. We weren't just gonna start playing without him and just be like, haha, we're still in Heroes Craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it was a mix of that and also just these other games that came into play that eventually phased out that whole part of our life, if you will, part of the journey.
Yeah. What What game did you like the most back then? What game did you find yourself like when you look back at it? Because it's been like years. What did you like the most?
Uh, uh, I would say Borderlands. Like the first Borderlands, bless you. The first Borderlands
Like,
was top tier. I would say
yeah. Yeah.
because it was a classic. You had the Mordecai. You had the gunner dude. I forgot his name. Axton, I think.
No, Axton was Borderlands 2. Roland.
Roland. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Roland. And all these other characters, Siren, all these other characters that just made it, what it was really. And I think many people disagree with this, but I personally think that Borderlands 1 was better than 2 and 3 and 4. But
You think that Borderlands 1 like remains the top game out of the series?
yeah, that's what I would say. Like Borderlands 1 was like the top series. You remember of how they used to have you used to be able to make like a Chimera gun, something like that, where you could
yeah.
combine the elements and stuff.
I think the Chimera gun was I remember that it had like multiple different elements, but I think it was a drop. You couldn't really combine them. It was a very rare drop that I remember getting. And people at first when it first came out, I remember it was like finding a unicorn out in the wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't really something that I guess back then, before the information got out that it is something you can farm for, it was like, is this even really real? And then I think we ended up getting Chimera weapons, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was a while ago, but I just remember like having those drops, and it was just like a cool addition on top of like the whole idea of this is where it all started. It was the origins, if you will,
Yeah.
of everything.
Do you remember what was it? No, not Iridium. It was the alien weapons.
Oh yeah,
those are cool.
Yeah, those were cool.
Those are cool as fuck.
Yeah, it was like the one that like shot balls, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a few I remember. And I find it so weird because I don't think they're in the other games. The fact that the alien based weapons were just on Borderlands 1, or at least I don't remember them being in Borderlands 2, 3, or 4. If they are, then I'd like to know if anybody knows. But I just remember those weapons were so cool, and the fact that they, at least to my knowledge, didn't bring it into the other games, but then you still have like Torg, Maliwan, and all these mainline ones or from 1 transferred over to the other games. It kind of sucks because like I would like to have seen, even if they were extremely rare to get, even if they weren't like that good, it would have been nice to see that manufactured that manufacturer still in the other games. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, and yeah, it is kind of unfortunate that they just happen to not include that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that there are other things that they forgot to include too, like I'm trying to think. It came to my mind, but kind of forgot. But essentially, it's like Borderlands 1 had all the OG stuff, all the original stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and not to mention the cool DLCs that they had, like Dr. Ned.
Dude, Dr. Ned was crazy.
Yeah.
The Halloween, the zombie, the zombie DLC. So I think Claptrap's Rebellion was great, but I think, and there was one other. I think it was like so there was the Robo Revolution. That was Claptrap. That was like the last one.
Yeah.
There was one in between the zombie one and Claptrap. I think it was like you had to fight like. They looked like the Crimson Raiders, or at least they had the armor that the Crimson Raiders would be known to wear after the fact.
Yeah.
I forgot what military company was it. I don't remember, but that was a good DLC. But I still think, out of the 3 big DLCs that Borderlands 1 had, I think Dr. Ned's DLC like remained in my head the strongest.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like that one was cool.
Yeah.
They were all great, but Dr. Ned I feel like was it it was the most appealing
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You remember like the big shocker where like you fight Dr. Ned at the end and he just turns into a whole ass demon thing?
Yeah, yeah. I was literally just envisioning that in my head, like recollecting on all these thoughts.
Yeah, that was fucking, dude. As a kid, I remember like, what the fuck is Dr. Ned Dr. Zed? I think he is. Like, he just has a mustache and like,
Yeah,
and he turned into a
yeah.
demon, and we're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah. I remember that, bro. I
Yeah.
remember that because it was literally like they were like almost carbon copies of each other,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
you know. So that was crazy. And speaking of zombies, actually, yo, you remember like COD War, the good old days of that?
Oh, dude, the
Flamethrowers,
gold.
the Wonder Waffle.
Yeah, bro. Those are the golden ages of like zombies to me. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's custom maps now and stuff. There's always been custom maps on PC, but back then we didn't have PCs. We had like consoles, right? So, like to me, even though you can get custom maps and custom guns, and there's these cool maps that people make, I still feel like to this day, nothing can, even like with newer or like not even that new COD zombies matches and stuff. I feel like they can't recreate whatever it was that was the initial wonder behind zombies, right? Like World at War Knockdown and Toten, classic map. That was crazy. Deris, which is also crazy. I remember we couldn't do Verrucht. You remember Verrucht?
I remember that. Yeah.
That shit used to scare me as a kid. You know that?
Yeah. No, I can understand that.
Yeah, because it was. Go
you
ahead.
know, it was just such a like a crazy map, and then it's like you started out separated from each other too.
Yeah.
So you had to like solo grind your way.
Yeah, yeah. That was. Did you spawn in separate areas in Verrucht? I don't remember that actually.
Like spawning separately.
Yeah.
In Verrucht, right?
Yeah, in Verrucht.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember because it was like you had to turn on the power to open up like the original main door,
Yeah.
and so you would like spawn separately from each other.
I didn't. Oh damn! I thought we spawned in in the same room. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Although I don't know, but it was a long time ago. But Verrucht was scary for two things, right?
Yeah.
To me, it was one. It was an insane asylum or whatever the fuck it was. It was like some sanatorium, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then number two, it was like playing it by myself. And you hear the atmosphere, there was a lot more creepy sounds, and I swear I would hear like people screaming in like I swear there was like a crematorium room with the little doors,
Yeah.
and I swear I'd hear like knocking or something. I remember it was just really scary to me as a kid because I was like, damn, this shit is terrifying,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But overall, I think original zombies maps like up until Black Ops 3, right? Because I didn't do 4, but up till 3. Were fantastic, but even 3 is kind of hanging on by threads in my head already. I'm not like everybody else within the zombies community. I didn't do like everything Easter egg based in zombies like past Black Ops 2. Like Black Ops 3, what's that one like noir type place? Shadows of Evil. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you played Shadows of Evil, right?
Yeah. It's like the one with the gum, right?
Yeah, with the gum. Yeah. Well, the gobblegums were a thing since like Black Ops 2, I think. But I know in Shadows of Evil was really fun. I think that was the last map that I did where I still had that feeling of like wonder and similarity to like when I played World at War and Black Ops 1 and 2, right? That was fun. I just didn't get to. Also, it probably didn't help that I was banned from PlayStation Network because Ate, our sister, she gave me money, I think for my birthday or something, to, just she like gave me her card. She's like, just you have up to like $150, right, to buy games. I bought Black Ops. I bought 2 other games on an account on PlayStation, which I started using over my original account, right? Because I didn't like my original account name, so I started using that. And then she forgot that she gave me money, like access to her card, and she didn't know where these payments were coming from. So she called the bank up and said it was like fraud, and so all of that money got like refunded. And PlayStation saw that and they banned me. And they said, "Look, I remember calling them. They're like, look, if you can give us the money again, or like buy the games, or buy the games again, then we can unban your account." Number one, I ain't doing all that. Number two, I didn't know how to because my account was fucking banned. So
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how they expect me to do that. So I just, to this day, that account's still banned, and that's also why I don't have as strong memories for Black Ops 3 as say Black Ops 2 or 1. Because my account got banned around the time that we were getting really into it. So Well, GG's, you know. Plus, I switched to PC around that time. I just said fucking switch to PC.
Yeah. No, I actually remember that. I remember you were telling me about that too recently.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of funny of how that all just, like, turned out, you know what I mean? Because, like, she just forgot about all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was an interesting thing. But at the end of the day, it's like we're on PC now. And, you know, personally, I would say PC is better. You know, PC Master Race. But
100%.
I do understand that console is still the OG in the way, you know? Like, still, anyone could pick up, like, a PS5 controller. And then, you know, with time, they could start to get the hang of it type thing.
Well, now here's actually a good point that you brought up, and I want to know your thoughts on this, right?
Yeah.
In today's day and age, now this is a great deterrent, right, for getting into PC. There's been a shortage of RAM, causing the prices of RAM to skyrocket. And the reason why there's a shortage is because one of the major RAM producers for commercial use decided to stop making it for commercial use. And I think they might have either gotten a deal or they got bought out or something. But I think from what I remember reading, they're no longer producing commercial grade RAM, as in people could buy it, right? That's like 40% of the RAM production gone from commercial products. They're producing just for companies for AI. So that has caused RAM to skyrocket, as far as I know. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. And number two, NVIDIA said they're cutting their production of graphics cards now. Henceforth, I think within the next year, they're going to like drop their production of graphics cards. So we have prices skyrocketing for PCs. If you're trying to get into PCs, your window of opportunity might have disappeared, or it's a lot smaller now, and it's a lot more niche than it currently is, which is terrible. What I'm trying to ask next is, do you think that consoles, because of this, or even prior to this, still remain having a very firm seating in the world of gaming and entertainment moving forward as we start to get more advanced in technology? Things are easier to buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Personally, I would say, like, yeah, console still has a very significant standing. And I think that this type of shortage, depending on how long the RAM shortage, and did they ever say why the graphics card shortage is happening? Because the RAM is because of, as you said, it was companies may have bought it out and AI usages and stuff. Did they ever say the graphics card?
I don't know the reason. I've only like read and heard of this change. I don't know the exact reason as to why NVIDIA is deciding to drop their stuff or like lower their production. Although I do know that NVIDIA is trying to further push their GeForce like cloud gaming thing.
Yeah. Which
is bad because recent headlines have stated that NVIDIA is now capping off people's amount of time they can play within a month. I think it's about only 100 hours per month now can you play on their cloud gaming platform, and you'd have to pay extra for more hours within the month.
Aye, come on, man. Come on.
Right?
NVIDIA, what are they doing?
They're fucking up, dude. A lot of people, and I agree with this, a lot of people have the same consensus when it comes to NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA has only ever been good majorly for their graphics card, right? And now that they're no longer producing as much and they're trying to move to other things such as cloud gaming, they're good for nothing.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
You know? Yeah. So that's very interesting to me. I agree that consoles have a firm place, and they will always have a firm place because of the ease of access. You know, you have it plugged into your home TV in your living room. You press a button, you grab your controller, you can start going, right? With a PC, you got to plug in everything, the display port, everything like that. There's USBs, every yada, yada, yada. You need a keyboard, a mouse, log in, all of this. It's more than just gaming. A PC is used for everything. Browsing the internet, creating videos, doing this, doing that, Excel spreadsheets. Computers are all rounders, but gaming PCs obviously are leaned toward gaming, but it has a lot more setup, a lot more things to it. So yeah, I think that's the thing. Now, let me pause this information, right? Steam announced that they're creating something called like the Steam Box. It's a console that uses their operating system, Steam OS, in the console, but that allows it to literally just be a PC equivalent console. So Steam is now incorporated into this console box thing. Runs high graphics, can run things in 4K
Yeah.
like any next gen console, but it's not using console specific code or anything like that. It's using Steam OS, and that's directly tied to PC games. How do we feel about that as like a console breaker in a way?
That would be very interesting. It's gonna be interesting seeing like how, that's gonna impact everything. How it's gonna impact the console market, the PC market, everything. Simply because it's very, it's like it's very interesting because it connects both worlds in a way. Where you could just, I presume it's gonna be the same thing as console, where you could just press one button and then behold, you're able to play. Compared to PC, where you have to set up everything and then keyboard, mouse, all of that. you know, I wonder how it's gonna end up turning out.
I I would like to hope because Steam every time Valve takes releases something, they don't release a lot, right? They're the type of company, and I've really fucked with this heavy, right?
Yeah,
They pick and choose. They're very few and far between in their releases. You look at Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Portal 1, Portal 2, right? These were
yeah,
all bangers, beloved games. Every single one finely crafted. Half-Life Alyx was fantastic. The Steam Index, fantastic. The original Steam controller, a lot of people liked, but not enough because it was too niche still, right? But
yeah,
what I like about that mentality and the way they move is they don't have to keep showing up each time. They don't have to keep releasing things to maintain presence in the market. Steam is known as our main distributor of games in
yeah,
that sense, right? It's all our whole, for the most part, our catalog of games is on Steam. So they are good there because they take a percentage cut from every purchase, yada, yada. So I think that with the Steam box and the new Steam frame, which is the new VR headset, I think these new things that are coming out from Steam are all going to be good. I think they're all going to hit if they do the pricing correctly, which they haven't not done before, as in they've always had fairly priced things for what they're releasing. Even I go so far as to say that the Steam Index or the Valve Index was really well priced, even though it was $1,000. It was the best headset. Even to this day, it still remains as like a top competitor for headsets to get. A lot of people rely on that, right?
yeah,
So I do think that the Steam box will do well. I think it has potential to breach into the console market because even console players are like, damn, PC looks so good. Y'all get so many games. Indie games are huge. This is huge. Like a lot of people see PC gaming and Steam specifically as like a grass is greener on the other side.
yeah,
But specifically, but the grass is literally greener on the other side in this case, right? Because usually that saying goes for like, you'll always want something that you don't want or that you don't have, but it's never actually as good as you think. It is. For any console players listening, it really is. We've had people that on my streams, for example, my head moderator, he just got a handheld gaming device, not the Asus, it's the Lenovo something. It's sort of like the Steam Deck. He says that it's like a night and day difference in performance, and he loves it. There's so many more games he can play now, and it's fantastic. So I do think the Steam box will do a good job if they price it well, especially if it's like $750. People will get it that play consoles, 100%. If it's like 1,000, I don't know. Now we're starting to be like, okay, then just get a real PC.
yeah, yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. So you do think that it's gonna like overtake console, or at least kind of impact that whole market, right?
I do think so. Yeah, I think it's weird because I think it will, and I think Xbox knows that it will, or it knew that the console market will start to sort of simmer down, sort of fizz out, maybe because
Yeah.
even Xbox, I don't know if they scrapped this idea, but the last I heard from Xbox, their next generation, quote unquote, of console is gonna be like a hybrid, like it has connection to Steam, I believe, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting. It makes me wonder if they're gonna follow the steps of consoles. So, for instance, you know how like Xbox and PS4, PS5, whatever number they're on now, PS5, I think.
yeah,
It just showed you guys how outdated I am with that. But essentially, you know how they charge you like a membership to basically be online. I wonder if Steam is gonna end up doing that with that console. Hopefully they don't. I would prefer if they didn't, but it makes me wonder if they're gonna take that aspect from it, or if they're gonna make it and then they're gonna realize like, oh, we can get more people if we don't have that attached to it. It makes you wonder.
I could. You say, I could see that. I mean, speaking of things that like are attached and aren't like good, did you mention the subscriber thing?
Subscriber thing, like the
Like Xbox Live for all that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's weird. It's in a weird state right now. It's not in a good way that they've raised the price for Xbox Game Pass, like the membership.
Oh, they raised it.
They raised it. Yeah, they
Oh
actually
boy,
raised the price.
by
Yeah,
how much?
it's like $30 now a month.
Oh jeez, dude.
It used to be like, I think it used to be like 16 a month. It's now 30. You know what the reason is?
What?
Or at least I read this. It may not be completely true, or it may not be the only reason. Because they partnered with Fortnite to give a guaranteed battle pass for
Bruh.
everyone that has it. So
Bruh.
rather than pay the one-time battle pass for Fortnite per season, you're now paying an extra $14 every month. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't think everybody wants that. That's the problem too.
Yeah.
People with the Game Pass don't always want the extra things for a single fucking game to be partnered with the thing to increase the price of the said subscription. Like, I know a friend, she has an Xbox. She cut her Game Pass / online privileges because of the price increase. She has a fucking Xbox. The way to play like online, I believe, still, I think to this day, is to pay for that. So the fact that she didn't do that, speaks volumes about the issue that's going on with Microsoft and their Game Pass. I think that's terrible. How do you feel about PlayStation right now? Because PlayStation, there used to be a time where we wouldn't pay for online on the PS3, and then the PS4 came out, and now we have to have PlayStation Plus to play online. How do you feel
Yeah.
about that?
I miss those. I miss those old times. Those times of PS3 when we could just hop on, everything was free. You can just make an account and then just start playing. I miss those times, man. I miss just being able to not have to worry about like an extra bill, 'cause you know how it is these days. It's like there's so many different bills that we have to worry about, from groceries to electric bill and all this. So just to have another bill on top of that, kind of like similar pricing to like the streaming services. It's like, dude, like we're already being billed like crazy right now. So
Yeah.
we don't need more and more and more. Eventually
Mhm.
it seems like they want to bill us for every breath they take. It's like, nah, we want to. I think that, for example, with the Steam console, I think that they should stop. They shouldn't participate in that whole scheme, if you will.
I don't think Steam's gonna go that route. They're still a private company, and I think they want to remain a private company, right?
Yeah.
And this is another issue with any company or any game company, things like that. The moment they go public, the choices are they're no longer in the hands of the developers and the creators. It's now in the hands of investors and stockholders, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is a major. That's like the biggest problem with these big companies, because they're public. They're not always the ones making the decision. Now, what's good about Steam, and one of an argument I want to posit or bring up to the table for people that are console owners, is that when you get a PC, you don't have to pay a monthly subscription to be online. Your monthly subscription of being online is paying for the electricity bill now. That's it. But that's for everything, right? Steam doesn't have a subscription thing to be online, to use their services. You just download Steam, you buy the game you want, you can play online, you can play whatever. You have freedom to do that without paying every month. So when I hear console people make the argument like, oh, but it's cheaper, ease of access, right? The only ease of access that they have is that they could turn it on at the press of a button and start playing games, right? Computer, it's like 2 extra steps. The faster your computer, the faster it gets to the sit down, let's play games, right?
Yeah.
It's no longer, oh, but the console's cheaper. Is it really? When the PlayStation 4 came out and the PlayStation 5 came out, we'll go with PlayStation 5. When the PS5 came out, it was $500, $600, right? Cheaper than a PC. Great. You're paying every month to play online with friends. That money adds up. How many years ago did the PlayStation 5 come out? 2020, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
So 5 years times 12, say it was cheap, something like $10, right? 10 times 12, $120 times 5. That's $600 extra. You just paid for another computer now. And then when another console comes out, you gotta pay again.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're still paying like $1,200. You can buy yourself a PC, and it'll last you. I know some people that still have a 1080 computer. People are still rocking like 1060s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can still run most games, especially you lower the graphics down, whatever. The cheap PCs nowadays. I mean, before of course the RAM skyrocket, you could have bought a PC for like $900, and it would have had like a 4060 Ti or 4060, 32 gigs of RAM, maybe 16, which is still doable, and you would have been fine. You'd be chilling, right? Like there you go. There's no pay subscription, none of that. Your account stays with you. All the games transfer over seamlessly. There's no it's old gen, you can't play it anymore or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I still think PC is better than console in my opinion. Having played console originally, starting off as a console player, I still think PC's better. And the only thing consoles, in my opinion, have going for them isn't even just the ease of access, because with my computer, I could turn my shit on, I'm good to go. The only thing that consoles have are the exclusives. Without that, I really couldn't tell you what's better, because even then, you can grab a fucking controller and connect it to your PC. Boom. You're a controller player? There you go. There you go. Maybe you guys are devoid of hackers, too. That's also a big issue, right?
Yeah, because on PC, it's way easier to hack, way easier to, basically rig the system. Whereas on console, it's a lot harder because, they have that stuff on lockdown usually, or at least better than PC, simply because it's just harder to actually hack in general.
Yeah. Different code language, too, I think, for consoles. Like, PlayStation has a different code than Xbox as far, and, than PC. That's why exclusives, when they transfer over, they port over to PC, it runs like shit in comparison, for example, because stuff like that.
Yeah. Man, and I will say this about console too, and I'm in the same boat as him. Originally was a console player, and then moved to PC. And, personally, I would say PC is better. There are some exclusives on consoles that still resonate with me to this day. So, for example, you remember Infamous?
Yeah, dude, Infamous?
Yeah.
Great game.
That was a very good game. And, that's definitely something that consoles, at least they used to have an advantage over. I haven't really seen any, console exclusives where I'm like, yo, I have to get a PS5 right now. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
At least back then, the exclusives that they were amazing, to say the least. They were very fun, very cool.
Yeah.
And for a time, it was nice playing them.
Yeah, for sure. There's like two games I could think of that still to this day remain on console, specifically PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That it maybe if I somehow managed to get a hand-me-down PlayStation 5 for $200 or something, maybe I'd grab it just for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Demon Souls and Bloodborne, because for some reason, whether it's a legally binding contract of infinite fucking time or something, contrary to other game contracts of exclusivity, they don't want to port Bloodborne and Demon Souls to PC, and those are two really good games from the Souls genre. Bloodborne is fantastic. It has very the architecture, the design, and the concept themes of the game are so fucking fantastic that it's just like, man, I'd love to see it in 4K on my PC running more than 30 frames per second, like I remember it being back on PlayStation 4. And then Demon Souls, from what I remember seeing, still has probably the best looking facial detail characters in any game.
Really?
Dude, I have to show you. It looks so good. Yeah, no, it fucking sucks. Crossplay though. Sorry, just speaking of compatibility and things like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna pivot over to crossplay. I think crossplay was one of the best things to come out for gaming, because for the longest time, PlayStation players couldn't play with Xbox players. So in your friend group, you'd probably have a rift between who plays Xbox, who plays PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't play together. But then crossplay came out, and all of those bridges were able to be crossed, and it doesn't matter to an extent now at all, rather, what console you play. You can just hop on and play with your fucking friends. I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. Crossplay is like honestly a clutch because for example, it just sucked when you would have friends who would have a PS4 and Xbox, whatever the case may be, and since we made the switch over to PC, and we're not really using PS4, we don't have the subscriptions or anything, or PS5. It just sucked back when crossplay wasn't a thing, because then it was literally like we just couldn't play with them, like just flat out could not play with them.
Yeah.
And with crossplay, I think it was a game changer because as you said, it basically allows us to cross those bridges,
Yeah.
and it lessens the whole separation idea, if you will. So I think that crossplay is a very good thing. While it does have its downsides, I think that it's a nice mode to have in games at the very least, where you could like click a setting. Like, let's say you didn't want crossplay, you can click a setting, and then it's like, you can only play with console, only with PC, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's very fantastic. It's something that I almost found myself taking for granted nowadays because it's been so long since crossplay first came out. But it's very nice to, for example, when I want to ask you about this game next. It's very nice to hop on Warframe, for example, right?
Yeah.
And I stream Warframe a lot because it's one of my favorite games. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And I can ask like who'd be down to play, and anybody can say they're down. Like, it doesn't matter what console, and this includes Switch too. Switch people can play together with everybody else, minus the market, which sucks for them, but whatever. And we can all just hop on and play. It doesn't matter what you can play on your fucking phone now, right?
Yeah.
Things like that, and the whole server is console friendly. Like, everybody plays together, and that's fantastic. I wanted to ask you about your thoughts on Warframe nowadays, because when we were younger, me, you, and Jack, we used to play it all the time. Jack and I, especially nowadays, still play it together.
Yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on Warframe. Like, when you, for example, well, let's hear your general thoughts. What are your thoughts on Warframe nowadays?
Yeah. I would say Warframe is still, it still seems like a nice game. I just haven't really played it that much recently because I haven't had the time, and I've been playing other games like Battlefield, for instance, and I think Warframe still has its good qualities to it, and I still have my account too, which is nice. I would definitely have to grind like a lot on my account for sure, because I think I'm mastery rank, I think 14, something like that, or 10. I honestly forgot the number, but I think it's still a cool game.
Would you be down to play it, like, for example, just like between me and you, would you be down to play it tonight?
Tonight? Probably not tonight.
Okay.
But when I'm back at school, possibly, and I'm at my computer and stuff.
Oh yeah, with your actual computer.
Yeah.
I will say though that my laptop runs Warframe at like 200 frames per second.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's like my laptop is nothing to scoff at. I mean, it's a laptop, so the capabilities that a laptop has compared to a PC is vastly different, lesser by a lot, but it's still able to run games like that very fine. But
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then let me ask you this: what, other than the lack of time, is there like well, actually no. What was your perspective? Because when we played last, it wasn't too long. I think it was early in the year, right?
Yeah.
What was your perspective on the game in comparison to when we last played it, like when we were younger?
I don't know. I can't really remember. It's kind of hard. I think it definitely changed. Like when we were younger, that was like the ultimate grind fest. But I don't know. I forgot what made it change really, but I guess it has changed a lot. Like ever since the last time we played,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have like a definitive answer, I would say, but I would say that it has the potential that I could pick it up and play it again more. But in terms of all the grinding and stuff, I'm not 100% sure on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because from my perspective, like I think there was, if I remember correctly, from 2023 when I came back to the last time I actually played the game, not just got on, saw everything, and then got off, right?
Yeah.
It had been a 9-year time skip. We're talking before the release of the open worlds, before all of that. Like the last time I truly played, like even played the game. Like what I mean by seeing everything and getting off, I meant logging on, looking at my orbiter, then getting off.
Yeah.
Right? Like, from 9 years prior to when I came back to the game / now, there has been so much that has changed. The biggest detail would probably be the graphics, bro. The graphics look way better now. Like the lighting is insane.
Yeah.
The graphical textures for everything's insane. Apparently colors changed too. Like the colors all look different, more vibrant, like just better overall. The gameplay felt a lot faster. Back then, like yeah, there was speed, like helicoptering with old movement and all that.
Yeah.
Like running on walls was a thing. They took that out. I don't know why they did.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Bruh.
But they're bringing it back.
Okay, good. I don't even know why they took out that
It-
whole.
I don't really know either. Wall running was dope as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And then raids are no longer a thing. PvP, I don't even touch it anymore. I used to as a kid. I don't anymore because you used to be able to like own relays or something as a clan, and then other clans could battle your clan's relay or some shit, or like it was some you can declare war on clans, and that was fire. But that's
I
gone.
remember that actually.
Huh?
I think I actually remember that.
That was our main way of making fucking credits back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have like tens of millions in credits just from doing PvP with the clan I was in.
Yeah.
And like the way like relics are its own thing now. It used to be like void keys and stuff, or no, it used to be like I forgot how relics used to fully work back then. Because when we were kids, it's been so long. I played probably hundreds of games since then, but I remember coming back and seeing a bunch of fucking fusion cores in my inventory. I didn't know what they were, so I just used them to max out my mods. Little did I know, each of those original fusion core things or whatever they're called, like
Yeah.
not like the current fusion cores, but like old gen fusion cores from like some inventory swap or change. I had like a couple dozen of them. They all sell for like hundreds of platinum.
Dang. Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I had no idea.
The fusion cores?
Yeah,
It's like a meadow looking thing with like blue, right?
yeah, but there were like legendary ones that sell for like hundreds of plat, just as collector things.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if I were to log on right now if I still have any fusion cores.
Maybe you can check.
Yeah.
I had a lot because I used to do a lot of the whatever it was that transferred over. I had a lot. Then I used them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I was trying to like, okay, I came back to the game at MR11, right? Because
Yeah.
back then I think the highest MR I'd ever seen was like 14, 15, maybe it was 18 or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was well on my way to getting there. It's just that whole thing where, you remember when Jack spent a fuck ton of money? Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when I blew up that day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, picture me, right?
Yeah.
I was 13 years old, 14 years old, right?
Yeah.
We just got to high school, and my best friend's already he's already getting paid under the table, working at construction or whatever, right? And he's making money, and I introduced him to this game called Warframe, where you can grind all this stuff. Anything that's payable can be grinded, right? Everything is grindable. Everything can be achieved, right? And I'm on my way. I've been playing for a year prior before showing him the game. I've been grinding. I joined a clan. I was learning all these things, learning modding, all this, right? In comes my best friend. He's working already, right? I have no way of making my own money unless I had connections like he did. I don't at this point. He comes into the game. He loves it. I'm happy he loves it. I'm like, yes, we get to grind things together, do all this together. That same week, he drops like $4,000. And I remember, I don't think he told me at first, or you, but I remember one day I log in and he gapped my MR. And he had literally almost everything in the game. And I was sitting in my chair and I'm just looking back at of how a full year's worth of me like learning the game and grinding
Yeah.
just down the fucking drain
Yeah.
because he spent money on the game, and I'm sitting there like, dude, this is the most unfair thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And of course, as a kid, you know, frontal lobe's not fully developed. I just hit puberty. Like I'm pissed. I'm freaking out. I'm pissed off, and I dropped the game because I just out of saltiness. Like I just dropped the game, and that lingered for like a couple years, and then like my desire to play the game just kind of tapered off as years went by, and then fast forward to 2023, I'm an adult now. Another friend group of mine, like we're all talking, and all of a sudden they bring up Warframe. I'm like, Warframe? I used to play that game, right?
Yeah.
And like I hop on, and within like a week or two, I grinded from MR11 to like MR23, like just because I finally got into the swing of things, grinded straight up, and I just like kept going. And like the game felt fun. I finally got to get back into that original feeling I had of loving this game.
Yeah.
You know, and it was because that friend group, you know, they were all down the grind. They made it a fun little thing where our clan, right? Around this time, JJK was big. Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if you've heard of it, AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
So they fashioned the clan rankings around JJK, like power scaling. So we would have challenges, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to raise into the ranks, like to get to special grade, which is the highest thing, you need to have completed a slew of challenges. Solo Steel Path, 60 Eyes. Solo Steel Path, the dragon from Duviri. Solo Steel Path, like killing these bosses that would be otherwise considered pretty hard for anybody that's not a pay-to-win character. You know what I mean? Like for anybody that's still grinding their way to get stronger, this was a way to sort of, see how far you've come. And that made it a fuck ton of fun, which is something that I'm going to start doing with my clan. I want to have it so that there's ranking systems within the hierarchy of the clan.
Yeah.
You send in recordings of you completing these challenges, and then, you can make it to the top version. It's all just titles, right? But you'd make it to a certain rank, and it's fire. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I think if you get back into the game age,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to get back into the game, join my clan, and just like, because there's really not many things people know what to do in terms of like progression or how they know they've gotten stronger, things like that.
Yeah.
I want you to join the clan and run through those ranks and just start bodying things,
Mm-hmm.
recording it, putting it up, and climbing the rank stage. I think that would make it fun.
What MR are you now, by the way?
30.
You're at 30? Okay.
Yeah, I made it to the max MR. There's LR, which is basically just like the tier above, right? Legendary rank.
Legendary rank, above. Yeah.
The highest right now is 6, but that just happened because of the update, and only people that were founders can do it, because founders have Excalibur Prime, Skana Prime, and Lado Prime, I think.
Who was the last one?
Excalibur Prime.
Yeah, I know.
Warframe. Yeah. Skana Prime is the melee weapon,
okay.
And then the Lado is the starter pistol in the game. There's a prime for that too. Only founders have these 3 things.
Yeah.
I think that gives them an extra, or 2 things. It might be Skana and Excal. That gives them at least 9,000 extra XP. Mm-hmm. And to get from LR5 to 6, you need 8,400, I think, to do that. So most people can't get to LR6. Only the founders can right now.
Man, Excalibur Prime, bro. I remember even back then we were talking about Excalibur Prime.
Back then we wanted to get it, but Pops wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, it just makes me wonder, like, what it's like actually playing at Excalibur Prime. Keep in mind that I never actually searched up YouTube videos or anything about it.
Yeah.
It was still a mystery to me. Maybe someone who has Excalibur Prime, maybe they're hearing this and they're like, dude, it's like the exact same thing. Like, what do you want? But
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the newest. First off, I've had the pleasure of knowing people that have Excalibur Prime, right?
Yeah.
Just old heads, guys that at the time were old enough to be able to get it themselves.
Yeah.
It's the exact same, just with like slightly better stats than Excal, but I think it's similar stats, if not the same stats as Umbral Excalibur.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's changed other than like it's literally just clout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just clout.
Just clout.
But you can play as Excalibur Prime in the newest update of Warframe.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if like Skana Prime, for instance, and Lada, right?
Mm-hmm.
it makes me wonder, like, if those are basically normal guns too, or if could they give you more XP or something, right?
Well, it's just because every weapon gives you 3,000 XP when you level it to max, right? They're all worth 3,000 XP.
Yeah.
They are. They just have those items that are locked away to only founders. That's why they're able to get to LR6 because those are exclusive items.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. There's no difference other than maybe stat increases, but even those weapons they're not really that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to get every single weapon in the game to get to LR5, but then that tiny more you would need comes from those prime weapons.
To get to LR6, you need to have every weapon, every pet, everything that gives you XP needs to be completed currently, right?
Yeah.
To get to LR5, you don't need everything.
Oh.
Yeah. Like maybe, so if there's like 650 things total or maybe 700 things total that you got to level up and get to max.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe, so say there's 700 that you need, right?
Yeah.
That there's currently out. You'd only need like 650.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was literally like you'd be on LR5 and then like let's say it was like LR5.9 where you would just need those three things, Excalibur Prime, Ladder Prime, and Skana Prime, and then you'd reach LR6. So it's like you're just permanently stuck. If you never got those things, you're just permanently stuck on LR5.9.
No,
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
As the updates keep coming out, more guns, more frames, things like that, it'll just further push you and push you. It increases the cap further and further and further.
Yeah.
So there will be an LR7 in the future, an LR8, LR9. It'll keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it was like someone would just get like this, using the example of what was it, like 600, 700 items. Yeah. What happened?
Talk real quick.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, my headset just died. That's all good. Continue.
Oh, okay. So going off of the example where you said 600 or 700 levels or items in the game,
Yeah.
like off of that theoretical thing,
Yeah.
I thought it was like someone would get to 697, then those last three are like locked away forever, and then I just envisioned that they're like pissed off because it's like they're on LR5, and then they're like, what the frick? I can't get higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're
no,
like
no,
crashing out.
No. So DE wouldn't do that, but no, they'll just have to wait till the next update. Like everybody will just have to wait till the next update when there's new guns or something else that drops, like a new prime.
Yeah.
To get to LR6, but currently it's not bad. Yeah, you can get to LR5 pretty easily right now. You just have to decide to. You really just have to get to LR5. The thing is, I got to MR30. That was like, when you reach MR30, they give you the ability to drop blessings in relays.
Mm-hmm.
So you can bless people with like extra XP, extra damage, extra credits, extra resources, things like that, right?
Yeah.
But that was what I wanted to get to MR30 for, just to round off as the big MR30. Although I'm thinking in recent times that I want to get to LR and just start leveling it for LR and shit, but that's a lot of work and I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I understand. And I mean, you're at MR30 right now, so you're at the max. The LR kind of sounds like prestiging.
I was gonna compare it to prestige earlier.
Yeah.
It really is just prestiging, yeah. Because each level of LR is like, I think 130,000, 180,000 XP, which that's like, so if 10 weapons is 30k.
Yeah.
That's like 60 weapons to level from LR1 to LR2.
Yeah, and that's a lot, you know.
That's so much. I would rather not. That's like more than I care to do.
Yeah.
You know?
It would take like hours just to get one of them.
It would take days, bro. Yeah. It'd take fucking
Yeah.
days. And then like it costs a lot of Forma to, like Forma is the thing that lets you put polarity slots to be a specific polarity.
Oh yeah, I remember
You know
that.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So like to get to fully level up these weapons called like Lich weapons or like Kuva Lich, Sisters of Parvos, and Coda Lich weapons.
Yeah.
They get the max level for normal weapons is 30, but the max level for those is 40.
Mm-hmm.
But to get them to 40, you have to Forma them 5 times each. And there's there's like 60 fucking weapons or 70 weapons.
Yeah.
That's so much Forma.
I know. That's like way too much, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What do you get though? If you go from LR1 to LR2, for instance, do you get like more Warframe slots or something? Or?
I think more Warframe slots, more Riven slots, more standing that you can get in a day. More, they give you a fusion core, like a legendary fusion core, um, and then they give you. I think that's it. There might be one more thing. I think you can have. There's a thing called the simulacrum.
Yeah.
And basically the simulacrum is like. It's like a testing ground, so you can spawn in enemies to test your builds and your weapons.
Yeah.
And that increase every time you go up on LR, you can increase the level cap at which you can spawn these enemies. So so the higher your MR, the higher level you can test things without actually going into a mission. So that's pretty cool too, but I don't know. Like LR just seems like so much work, and I don't really care enough to do all that work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Yeah, because I have Prestige in like COD, for instance, and then it's cool, but then grinding up all of that again,
Yeah, it's just like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah,
like, I don't give a fuck, please.
Yeah, dude, I think it was MW3 where I got to like 10th Prestige.
10th Prestige, huh?
Yeah, I remember that. It was you remember I was like committed to that game.
Yeah,
dude.
you were so committed. Holy fuck.
Yeah, MW3 was probably the most committed, other than a game like Civilization 5.
Dude, Civ.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that after. Go ahead.
Yeah. COD MW3. First of all, shout out to that game. That was one of the best CODs ever. MW2 is my favorite, but MW3, that was definitely close.
Yeah.
I just remember like I got to 10th Prestige, and I remember I was like, okay, I need to stop. Like,
Yeah.
Even though I was so addicted, so like committed to that game, I was like, I need to stop now.
That's
and then,
crazy.
Like after I got to 10th Prestige, and I think it was like level 40 or some shit.
Yeah.
I just was like, all right, I'm done. And then that was the end of MW3, pretty much. I think that was also around the time that we moved on to different games.
Yeah. We moved on to a lot more games.
Yeah.
Civilization, bro. Civilization. That was one of your biggest games that I knew you played, 100%.
Oh, man, yeah. Civilization 5 especially.
Yeah.
Like that game. And 6, too. 6 was good in its own way, too.
Did you ever get 7?
No, because I heard it was, like, bad.
Yeah. Because he started putting it out a lot faster, too.
Yeah.
I think 5 was fan-fucking-tastic. 6 was great. You're right. 6 was great, too.
Yeah.
The design changes were a pretty interesting change. I thought it was very nice to look at.
Yeah.
The incorporation of, like, different parts of your city. Like science-based, economy-based. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What are they called? Do you remember?
Districts.
Yeah. The introduction of districts was very interesting. I like that.
Yeah. No, I like that too, because then you could make a city like a science city, like an economic type city, if you will.
Yeah.
And it was also the smaller thing too. It was also like, for example, you could change the time of day.
Yeah.
I feel like if Civ 5 had something simple as that, it would have made it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Civ 5 was a great game, and I just feel like there are these small things. Like the multiplayer could have been better. I feel like the multiplayer in Civ 6 was way better.
Yeah, it was way better.
And
okay.
And like just changing the time of day, as well as like a bunch of other features that Civ 6 had too. I think if they made a fusion, just made a fusion of these games, and then just added some other new stuff to it, it would make it a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I remember we used to play Civ 5 a lot, right?
Yeah.
And you were like really knowledgeable at how to like efficiently go about building your cities to get a certain victory.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just I could tell that was just straight from experience, right? Like you play a lot of it, you knew what was the best start, things like that. I found that between me and you, we sort of had. It's weird when I look at it. I think that me and you share a desire / enjoyment of like running countries, running civilizations, pun intended. But throughout the years, you were going down the direction of civilization gameplay.
Yeah.
I went down the direction of Total War gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of the Total War series.
Yeah.
And I played a fuck ton of that. You played a fuck ton of Civ, and I think that if we had lived in the era of like ancient Rome where there's 2 consoles, we probably would have had a banging fucking country, dude.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
It would have been crazy, yeah. Because I remember I got so into Total War and just enjoyed like just like the historical ones too, right?
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, Warhammer is fantastic, and I can't wait for Warhammer 40K. I'm so excited. But there's something about the original, like Total War Rome 2, Total War Shogun 2, or Total War
Yeah.
Shogun, whatever, and like Total War Three Kingdoms. Those Total War games with like historical shit just felt so good, and I love the idea of like wartime production of units while balancing the country during wartime, just like countries during turmoil and trying to balance that. I just felt like both of us learned different facets, and this is so stupid to anybody that's actually a politician. They're like, "You guys are just talking about video games. Like this isn't real." Doesn't matter. It's fun though. I think that our knowledge sets are very like two-sided, like yin and yang. If we ever had a point in history where, say, we go back in time and create our own country, like in those times, we would probably have like the perfect distribution of knowledge from both wartime and peacetime / diplomacy time, to just like craft something insane for a
Yeah,
country.
yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, and it's a very fascinating concept. Like if that were the case, how good our country would be in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And just basically making our people the best people that they could be,
yeah.
essentially, in this lovely empire, if you will.
So having played those games a lot and having like had to deal, and you played in like the harder difficulties in Civ, right? I remember.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So having to have had an empire, having to have created a country and ran that country with the limited things that they had us do, right?
yeah.
What would you say is the most prominent thing a country needs to have to remain influential and powerful?
To remain influential and powerful.
Yeah.
Well, definitely like a good military standing, because especially when you're playing on those harder difficulties, the other bots would try to like take over you as fast as possible.
Right.
So definitely having like a good military standing was definitely a great thing to have. And then also I would definitely say technology and science.
Technology and science.
Yeah, because what's the point of having a good military if you have like sticks and stones going up against tanks?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you could have like 100 warriors versus 2 tanks, and you're gonna get steamrolled,
Right.
quite literally. So I would say that those are definitely two very important ones, as well as the other stuff where it's like you want to keep into account everything, like money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a good military if you're not able to spend for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then just overall good production. Honestly, I would say everything really
Mm-hmm.
goes into it. I was actually gonna ask you, like, which Total War was your favorite out of all of them?
Out of all the Total Wars that I've played, my favorite one, and this is gonna sound very funny to people that are weeaboos, I think Shogun. I think Total War Shogun 2 or Total War Shogun, whatever the game I think it's Shogun 2. I think that was my favorite. And it was because the history of it was during the period of Oda Nobunaga, all of that. So I just think it was a great setting. The troops were pretty fire. It also showed around the time the introduction of firearms within the world, at least in Japan's sense.
Yeah.
Like once you got to the firearms era and you actually unlocked that technology, it was just like such a game changer. But I think that was really nice because there was a lot of like balancing of the actual civilization, building specific things over others, so that you have better crop yield, which leads to better population, better happiness in your country and stuff, or in your kingdom and all that. I think Total War Shogun 2 was my favorite one. In terms of like what actually was the most intricate, I don't actually know, because most Total War games have similar intricacy. But maybe the Warhammer games. I think the Warhammer games are fantastic too. I love the Warhammer series. The fantasy one is fantastic.
Yeah.
The 40K one is even better in terms of just like how badass it is. But I still think that Shogun 2 is my favorite. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. No, Total War Shogun 2, it was cool. It's just that like, there was just like a lot of the menus were like super small.
Yep.
And I was just kind of like turned off by that.
Yeah.
But it did seem like a really cool game, and then we know that our other brother really enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
actually the one who showed us it.
He was the one that showed us it. Yeah. He was a fan of that. I did. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that it was cool. I also thought the idea of like Total War Rome was cool too.
Oh yeah, Rome was fantastic.
Yeah. You said you played Total War. It was Rome 2 or 3 or
Rome 2.
Rome 2.
Rome 2. Yeah.
I see.
Rome
Yeah.
2 was fun. That was so fun. It's just nice also that you would see the cities like Rome. You could see what Rome sort of looked like when you're playing it. And I always thought that was really cool because if you were sieging Rome, for example, or defending it, it has like a whole, like when you fight in those games, it's the terrain of where you're battling. So if you were sieging a castle or a city, you'd see the city. So they had like little details, like you could see the Colosseum in the distance. You could see like a bunch of other major areas or iconic areas of ancient Rome.
Yeah.
You could just kind of see what it looked like back then, or how they would depict it in the game. Yeah, that was really cool to me. I don't know. I just thought that was dope.
No, I agree with you. That sounds really cool because, we like architecture. Architecture is very nice.
True.
And, especially ancient Roman architecture, they have the Colosseum. They have, all these other buildings that just made it very, iconic, if you will.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
with those arches.
Actually, that brings me to a good question. You've played multiple different countries. You've heard about all these different countries in time. If you were to go back in time, a very generic question, I know, but if you were to go back in time, genuinely, what era or area would you go to?
I would probably go to like maybe U.S., but like in the 1900s, like Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt. Okay.
Yeah, Teddy
Teddy
Roosevelt type era.
Yeah.
Because in like Civ 6, it was Teddy Roosevelt was the American president, and Abe Lincoln, but he was like a DLC later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that time was cool. Going a little off track from Civ, I would say like the 90s of America. I know that people who lived in the 90s, they could probably vouch for this, but it seemed like a cool time.
Okay.
Cool time to live in.
Yeah.
But going back to the ancient times, maybe like Rome, to be honest, because Rome seemed interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, modern-ish times would probably be 1980s Japan.
Yeah.
Because that was like city pop music era. It was like the technological boom that happened from like the 70s and 80s of Japan.
Yeah.
It seemed like a really highlighting point in their rise as an economic superpower, or just in their golden age of economic supremacy, right?
Yeah.
And I think that to see it then with all the crazy ideas for building designs and things like that before the age of modernism, where it's like every building looks the same. Prior to that, they had some really cool buildings being designed, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the ancient era goes, ancient Babylon.
Ancient Babylon.
Yes, I'd love to see the Hanging Gardens.
Ooh, I would like to see that too.
I've always been fascinated by the Hanging Gardens. Yeah, the Hanging Gardens to me, I feel like are more fascinating. The idea of it is more fascinating to me than the pyramids, for example, right?
Yeah.
I'd want to see the Hanging Gardens again. That'd be fire. Yeah.
Nah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Especially the 1980s Japan one. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that'd
like,
be nice.
It seemed very cool in a way to see like all those innovations. See basically technology, because it's Japan. Technology seems to grow like very quickly over there.
Yeah.
It just seemed unique,
Yeah. Do you actually, since we're talking about Japan, you remember our trip to Japan, H?
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
So going into it, prior to when we actually got to Japan, you were a little more. You were interested. I remember you were interested in the idea of us going to Japan, but you weren't fully invested. As for example, if you wanted to go to Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
So what was going through your head prior to us going to Japan?
Nothing really much was going on. I was just kind of like open-minded, like, this is going to be a cool trip. I want to try all the new food, see all the different architectures. And then just overall just have a good time, because just came off of graduating from college.
Yeah.
It was busy, very eventful end of college. And, it was just a nice time to just kick back, relax, and then take an adventure, if you will.
Okay. So moving into when we actually landed in Japan, that first day, you remember that first day?
Yeah.
To the airport, we got our was it train cards, right?
Oh man,
you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we finally got out of the train, we went from the airport. There was a train underground, and it brought us straight to the main train system. When we finally got out, we were in Shinjuku, right?
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts when we finally saw it?
Dude, you remember I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like taking pictures every second, because it was like, we're in a different country right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just me and you. we're in a different country right now.
First time ever. It was no parents, none of that. It was literally just me and you.
Yeah.
We're here for 10 days, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it was 10 days.
Like, when you saw the architecture, when you realized that we were somewhere else, it was just us two. Like, what was going through your head? Because I like, that was the first time I've ever actually seen you willingly take pictures of places.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought it was fascinating. You know, it's fascinating seeing like just a whole different country, and then on top of that, it's just like the Japanese architecture.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought that was extremely fascinating. And just the city of Tokyo in general is just cool. You know,
Yeah.
like you have Shinjuku, you have like all these different, districts within it, whatever they call it, and I just thought it was all new. It was all like breathtaking in a way, and I enjoyed it personally.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Because I know you were a little bit more of the opposite. You were more anticipatory about it.
Yeah, so I mean, I've always enjoyed like the idea of going to Japan, things like that.
Yeah.
And my expectations over the years had just kept rising, right? And when we finally got word that we were going to Japan,
Yeah.
just me and you, my expectations, I felt like, and I was trying to steel myself because I felt like my expectations would not be met from how high they were, right? I set the bar high. This is a very rare thing I do when it comes to going places. Like, I do not set the bar high for many things in life. I don't, because that is the quickest route to getting disappointed.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help myself, right?
Yeah.
When we landed and we finally got to Shinjuku and we stepped out from the train station out into the open, my expectations were met.
Yeah, yeah.
They were fucking met.
Yeah.
Like, we were there, I was like, holy shit. And I remember looking, we were like, dude, those buildings look sick. We gotta take a picture of this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We just got to the plaza, everything's all beautiful. Oh man. And I'm still envisioning it now. Like, I'm looking up, thinking of, like, I'm looking at the buildings again.
Yeah.
And I remember the first encounter we had walking to our thing, because we got the GPS out, we started walking to it. We crossed the red light district. You remember that?
Yeah.
And in front of us were these Japanese dudes in suits. And remember, we were talking about how clean the city is, and all of a sudden we see this one dude. They're smoking a cigarette. There's 3 guys in front of us, right? They're walking by, and the dude just, like, he grabs his mask, because he had a fucking face mask on, and he just threw it on the ground. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that. It was like one of our first things that we were like witnessing.
I think I very vaguely remember it. Yeah.
Okay. Then we were walking to the red light district. This was like a complete opening. You can tell it's the red light district, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We were walking to it, and it was like the afternoon, so the sun's still out, no lights were on, right?
Yeah.
And this guy in the middle, there's 2 guys, they're all looking dressed up like in suits and shit.
Yeah.
Dude just takes his mask off and throws it on the ground. Now, I was about to be like, hey man, we should pick that up or throw it out, or we should just tell him, like, throw it out, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized we're walking into the red light district, 1, right? 2, that guy, they were all walking very confidently, very brazenly, right?
Yeah.
Very different from who we were seeing prior. Like, everybody else walking normally, walking very, just chill, right?
Yeah.
These guys were brazen. They were very overconfident to an extent with the way they were walking. Their body language was off to a degree, right?
Yeah.
So in my head immediately, I'm like, yo, Age, I think those are Yakuza members in front of us.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that, right? I told you, I was like, I think those guys are Yakuza members.
Yeah.
So we just kept quiet, but we had to walk like behind them the whole time, because we had to cut through the red light district and make a right turn, then go straight again.
Yeah.
To get to our building, which was called the Grand Bell Hotel in Shinjuku. Beautiful place. There's a giant like bar on the rooftop. It's so nice.
Yeah. Shout out to that hotel. That hotel was dope.
Great hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just dead ass thought that in front of us were just Yakuza members, and I was like, this is a real experience we're having here for like a
Yeah,
first
yeah.
thing.
Like, coming off of just landing there and
Yeah.
then being like introduced to not only just taking in the whole scenery,
Yeah.
but then also being introduced to something like that. It's like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Didn't
like,
expect that.
I did not expect that at all.
Yeah. It just we're walking all confident and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just insane. But another thing that I did like about Japan was the clean streets. Like, as we briefly mentioned.
Yeah. Very clean.
Yeah, they may not have been as clean as in word people would say. Like, they're like, yo, there's like not a speck of dirt on the street type of clean. But man, they are like light years ahead of New York City.
My God. Okay. Well, first off, New York City is a terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? New York City is a terrible. It smells like shit in New York City.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It's like constant like urine and shit over there.
Or just like nowadays, THC as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just a constant smell of that as well.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, the streets were honestly they were as I thought they would be. Like really, really clean. Obviously, we're all human, so there's still like some speck of dirt somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like for the most part, it was clean. It was actually really clean.
Yeah.
Let's move to the hotel was interesting. It was a small hotel, right?
Yeah.
But it was doable. It was 2 beds. It was great. It was not too bad. We weren't in there at all for the most part, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, on average, we were out 12 to 16 hours a day, anyways.
I think so. Yeah.
We'd clock in like 15, 20K steps. As far as my Apple Watch told me, like 15, 20K steps a day.
Yeah.
Which, we were going out and about and we were walking as much as we could, but we definitely could have maybe had more steps if we had more time.
If we had more time, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. There was the first day. Remember we went to Akihabara?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The land of anime, manga, all that. You remember that was the first day where I was like, yo, can we go here? Because I feel like this would be really cool, right?
Yeah.
We went there. You remember the Maid Cafe?
Oh yeah,
dude. How did you feel about the Maid Cafe? Be honest with me.
I didn't really think much of it. I don't know. I just kind of walked in with like an open mind.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like set any expectations or anything. I was just kind of like, it's just more for the vibe and the experience.
Yeah, 100%. How'd you feel about the food? Because we both ordered omu rice with like curry, right?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think the food was okay. It wasn't like memorable. Like, yo, we gotta go back there right now.
No, definitely not. There was one spot, but we'll mention that in a second.
Yeah. So it wasn't like Michelin star or anything, but it was for the experience. It was mainly for like the whole idea of a maid cafe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember it was like the way they greeted us. It was very exotic.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very exotic. It's crazy.
Very
bro.
exotic.
It's just more like it was, for lack of better words, it was very interesting.
Yeah, it was very
Right? It was
interesting.
very interesting. It was bizarre because we were coming from New York. Ain't nobody gonna do that to us there, right?
Yeah.
But like the food, I remember the food because they wrote our names and then the date at which we went. So I took a picture of it and I still have it saved, of the omelet that I got. It had the date.
Yeah.
It had my name on it and like a heart. It was really nice. It was really cool. Do you remember the raffle that we did?
I do. Yeah.
And we got like first place for the raffle. And we got like front row seats to a fucking performance out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was getting food. They were all dressed up in maid outfits, pretty cool, whatever, right?
Yeah.
They had a whole performance.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me.
They were. Was it like they were dancing? I think and singing.
Yeah, they were dancing and singing. Like they had a whole stage. And
I remember now. Yeah.
We didn't even realize there was a stage behind us, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hello, everyone. There's gonna be a performance going on. We have a special performance today or something." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then they like curtains opened up. They dimmed the lights. They like looked that way. Curtains opened up, and there's a whole stage there. It's like a whole performance area. I'm like, "What is going on? What the?" Like we just stumbled upon something crazy, right?
Yeah.
And they performed, and they sounded good, and the dancing was on sync, if I like what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a picture with one of them, and it was really cool. You remember that? Took a picture with
I think I do actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the maid that was serving us.
Yeah.
She actually performed on the thing with a bunch of other maids.
Mm-hmm.
They all just performed together. I didn't get a recording of it because they said no recording allowed. But then I was able to take a picture with her, and we just posed together. It was great. And she was talking to us about like, how's New York? She was like, where are you guys from?
I remember that. Yeah.
We're from New York. She's like, oh my god, New York! I've always wanted to go. I'm like, it's great. Like we were like, yeah, it's great. Just it's also not.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's also not.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And then we just went around the different shops and just saw the sights of Akihabara. There was a train station area that's very famous to me in my head for. It's seen in Steins Gate a lot, and I just was there and I sent a picture to my friend Chris,
mm-hmm.
who loves Steins Gate as well. And I was like, dude, I'm at the train station. He's like, holy shit, that's the train station. After that, we went to Shibuya, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the one spot that to this day, I'd gladly go back and get some more food, Age. It's that all-you-can-eat Wagyu beef area that we went to.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, I would go back there, too.
$55.
Yeah.
That's what it translates. $55, you get all-you-can-eat Wagyu beef in Shibuya.
Yeah.
And, like, that is so, dude,
It was immaculate.
It was immaculate, bro. It was so good. I
Yeah.
had this plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to grow to be a big streamer, right?
Yeah.
You know, like the big. I've told you the most about this, right?
Yeah.
There's this idea I have, this plan I have. I want to hold a raffle, 100 winners, right?
Yeah.
These 100 people will come with me and you, because you'll be coming with me, to get Wagyu. We'll all get Wagyu. It's not all you can eat because that's a lot of money, but it's definitely, we're going to get Wagyu. Everybody gets to have a giant slab of Wagyu
Yeah.
cooked to perfection. And I want us to all try it because I want to spread the love of having, like if you're a meat lover, if you're a steak lover, I implore you to try Wagyu. If you can't, then try and win that raffle in the future because I want more people to experience having good food, like having good Wagyu.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
can have good food, but Wagyu is just like, dude, whoa.
I know. Yeah, like that A5 Wagyu is just like on a whole new level, bro.
Yeah.
Like guys, when we tell you, bro, when you eat that, that steak, it literally disintegrates. Like literally, it's not even like an exaggeration. Because sometimes people are like, it disintegrates in your mouth. This one literally, you don't have to chew it, and it just disintegrates.
It
At least
just
for me.
disintegrates. Yeah.
I remember that. I remember how like specific it got to that point in my head where I was literally like, wow, this actually dissolved in my mouth.
I remember,
Like,
yeah, we were talking about it. We were just like in sheer disbelief that was true.
yeah. And it was just amazing, bro, because it was, there's nothing like it here unless you buy A5 Wagyu.
Obviously,
but,
yeah.
you kind of have to like give out your wallet at that point, at least for
Yeah.
normal people.
But over there, it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not even like cheap as fuck. Like for what it is, it's very, very pricey. It's very priceable in like a good manner. Like it's not expensive. It's still somewhat expensive, but for what it is, it's not expensive at all, right? It's very
Yeah.
inexpensive.
I agree.
You want to run them down with how we went about each day, like in terms of like the general, like what we did, as in like how did we go about exploring?
Yeah. I don't remember like on day 1 we did X, Y, and Z. Day 2, I don't
Obviously
remember.
not. But I meant like the general like format. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we essentially free roam, so we just kind of just started walking, and then I remember he actually had specific like locations like Akihabara in mind, and then we would just walk there, and then sometimes take the train or whatever,
Yeah.
because it would be like blazing hot over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot and moist over there.
You remember it was supposed to be a typhoon?
Yeah, I remember
Prior to us
that.
going, and then we landed, and like the weather reports changed immediately when we landed. Like from it's gonna be typhoon for the whole 10 days. We're like, damn, we picked. Yeah, it's just unfortunate timing, right?
Yeah,
And then we land there. The whole 10 days, aside from that one day where it rain showered for like 30 minutes.
yeah.
The whole 10 days was just blue skies, beautiful weather, like really hot, right? Like
Yeah.
90s to 95, right?
Yeah.
But like we're out and about, beautiful weather. Like this was the picture perfect trip to Japan
Yeah.
that I had in my head. Like it went from we might not be able to see everything we want to see. We still couldn't because of how big Tokyo is. But like because of rain, we wouldn't be able to see anything. It went from being like, we won't be able to see shit because of rain to we can see whatever we want.
Yeah.
We can go anywhere we want. We can walk. We don't got to take a car. We don't got to Uber. The only thing we had to do was take a train, which we learned, to a certain area, then just walk around and explore it. And we would walk into random buildings. Do you remember that one time we walked into a building, we were going up a floor, and it just ended up being like offices, so we had to go to a different floor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because that's literally what we did. We were just so fascinated by everything that we just walked into random buildings.
Yeah.
Just to explore it. Literally just to explore it.
And then we happened to stumble upon a building that ended up just being a massive mall with a fucking club at the top. You remember the club?
Dude, that was crazy. I remember that. I remember we got like spritz up there or something
Yeah.
like that.
Each of our drinks was like $50.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so the thing I remember, I got this right. I think it was a wine that was aged like 30 or 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
They served it to me. It was like a $50-$60 glass.
Yeah.
Right. It was a regular looking like drink glass, right?
Yeah.
The bottom was filled. That's it, just the bottom. I had like a very like maybe 30 milliliters, and it was $50-$60, bro.
Yeah.
But it tasted not like wine.
It was very like, how would you describe the flavor?
I think it tasted more like a harder liquor.
Like a harder liquor.
Yeah, like a harder liquor.
Okay.
It tasted fantastic. Don't get me wrong, because I love hard liquors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it did not taste like wine.
Dang.
It was a fucking straight up like a hard, because it aged it, right?
Yeah.
It was really heavily aged, and it was so good, but it was so expensive. What did
Yeah.
you end up getting?
It was a spritz, I think.
It was a spritz.
Yeah, because I haven't had a spritz up until that point.
Yeah,
So I was like, wow, I'm gonna try a spritz. I should have tried that, to be honest, like the wine.
dude, it was so good.
Yeah.
It's actually so good. Is it worth the price? Like how much I got? No, but like it was good. Tasted good.
Nah, it's crazy the amount they gave you, bro.
Dude,
They're like, here's a sliver.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
like,
I mean?
what the fuck you want? You want me to just like smell it and then it disappears because it just
Yeah.
evaporates into the air? Like, dude.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. But the view up there, man, the view,
Oh my god.
immaculate,
the
bro.
view is so good.
I know.
It was so good, dude.
Yeah.
We could see Shibuya Crossing, the famous cross. We crossed it multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Shibuya crossing.
You
Yeah.
could see Shibuya Crossing, like a small little, but it was large, right?
Yeah.
'Cause, like you could see it all the way from up top, and like everybody looked like ants. It was
Yeah.
crazy. There were so many people crossing.
Yeah.
Insane.
Dude, it was an immaculate experience, I will say.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He was right, though. We did walk around and just explore. Like, there was no set goal. Maybe there was a set location, like 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
but there was no really set goal. Do you remember Ginza?
Yeah.
You remember how there was a Lamborghini on one side and a fucking Rolls Royce on the other? And then
Yeah.
the dude got out of his car and walked over to the other guy and just started talking?
Yeah.
Like, what the hello?
Yeah.
Where are we right now? What the fuck? We just reached the upper class area only.
Yeah, I remember we were thinking that too. Like right when we entered Ginza, you could just tell the vibe was just different.
It was an air of like elegance.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like Ginza feels like it where we were, especially since the sun was coming down too, and it was starting to get like a little bit darker out.
Yeah.
There was like an air of elegance, and something that further solidified that, right?
Yeah.
Was we also bought like a designer piece of clothing. I actually have the bag from when we bought it. It was a designer piece of clothing that's native to Japan only. And I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. It was like maybe $80, right?
Yeah.
But it was just nice to have. I think it was like 120 actually. Regardless, it was a T-shirt, and I still have it somewhere. But I have the bag too. The biggest thing was we went to I think it was a 7-Eleven or Lawson, right?
Yeah.
And there was this couple, right? It was a husband and wife. They were a little bit on the older side.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could tell that maybe they were 50s, late 40s for the wife. Dude, they were like a picturesque, like CEO husband, and like I don't know what she is, wife, like a queen or something, right?
Yeah.
Like they were wearing elegant clothing at a 7-Eleven in Ginza, and they just looked like every time I envision what kind of a partnership I'd want to have with somebody,
Yeah.
it's something of that level of elegance. I don't know where they came from. They look straight out of a fucking drama, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful people. That was like something that solidified. Okay, Ginza, where we are at least, this is like rich people central over there. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. I think the ironic part about going to Ginza was that's where we had McDonald's. Like we didn't have
yeah.
like Wagyu or anything.
Yeah, we went there and got McDonald's.
Yeah, for
But
McDonald's.
You remember what you rated the fucking burger?
Oh, dude, that burger. I was literally just thinking about that. That burger, it was a McDonald's burger. It had like I think jalapeno. I just don't.
It was jalapeno sauce. Yeah.
Jalapeno sauce. That was the best to this day. The best fast food burger I've ever had. Easy.
I remember I had it too. We went back and got seconds, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We got seconds. That's how good it was. It was the best burger I've ever had from a fast food either.
Easily the best, bro.
And we had McDonald's in Spain. We had McDonald's in France. I had McDonald's in Germany.
Yeah.
Right? Austria, Switzerland. I had McDonald's at every spot because McDonald's has anything everywhere, right?
Yeah.
None of them got even close to what that was, dude.
I
shit
know.
you not. It was probably like that felt like I was having a better than restaurant burger, bro. Like it was actually really fucking good.
I know. It was so random too because I remember we didn't expect it. We just walked in and then we were curious. We were like, oh yeah, let's try a McDonald's in Japan. And then I didn't expect much. I just thought it sounded cool because it was like jalapeno burger or whatever it was. And then like when I ate it, and I'm kind of trusting you that in Austria and Germany that it wasn't the same. Like it wasn't. It didn't even come close either. But when I ate it, it was genuinely like a very, very flavorful burger that you wouldn't expect it to be fast food. Maybe in Japan it's like normal to them.
Yeah.
But it just kind of showed like, like we're lagging in terms of fast food behind Japan in this. because that burger was genuinely like I wish that they made it here in the exact same manner.
They're not going to.
I know, they're not going
The
to.
quality of that burger was way too good for American fast food. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It was so good.
it was so good, bro. I remember I wasn't even hungry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to eat it again.
I know,
just
yeah.
for the flavor.
Yeah, and I still remember the taste of it. It's fucking is that good. There was also the potato and cheese. You know how like our apple pies in America come in like that thing?
Yeah.
You remember I got a potato and cheese one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was really good too. That was
Mhm.
really fucking good. So if that burger was genuinely like a 9.8 out of 10, because there's nothing perfect in life, right? You can't really, unless
Yeah.
you were to like lower your standards. That was like a 9.8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That potato thing was like an 8, like a solid 8. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was so good. The potatoes were just nice and just tasty. The cheese in there was good.
Yeah.
Everything about that was just so fucking good. The food in Japan. Can we talk about the food in Japan?
Yeah.
'Cause that shit. You had more foods than me.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts. What was your favorite thing? I think it was the pork sandwich, right?
Yeah, it was the first of all in Japan, it's like you could just go into a 7-Eleven and then just get like a chicken cutlet sandwich, a pork cutlet sandwich, you know, literally just off the shelf and just toss it in the microwave and then you're good. And it tasted good too. It wasn't even like at least coming from an American, it wasn't even like, you know, like a 6 out of 10. I give it like those sandwiches like a 7, an 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? Because you would just literally toss it in the microwave. That's all you had to do, and it was good. It came out great. It was like maybe $2 or $3 per pack.
Yeah,
And-
like really inexpensive.
Yeah, yeah,
Really inexpensive to get food there.
yeah,
Insane. You can go to any 7-Eleven, any Lawson, any Family Mart. You can get food there, right? Like good food too. We're talking like for that price, dare I say, that's like more. You're getting more bang than you'll ever get for any buck, ever for food. That was the like top of the line, $2-3, dude. For a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
pork katsu sandwich.
yeah,
What the fuck? You get a pork katsu sandwich here, it's like $14.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what
Exactly.
yeah, you're robbing me. We came. I remember I came back. When we came back from the trip, I was so pissed because how expensive food here is for how shitty we get it.
Yeah,
The portions, and the portion sizes weren't even like, oh, they're so small. You know, like everybody's like, oh yeah, the portion sizes in Japan are small. No, the fuck they aren't. They're average.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
good. Like you're good to go.
yeah,
I will say, the fucking fried chicken you'd get from like Family Mart and Lawson.
Ooh, those are good.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, my favorite one, because we had all different fried chicken from different areas, right? So from Family Mart, Lawson, 7-Eleven. My favorite one, I still have the box in that bag right there. I still have the box of the the Lawson chicken bites, the chicken
Yeah.
karaage bites.
Yeah,
Bro, those were so fucking good. I loved them so much. AJ, you might remember, I took some with us to the airport.
I remember that. Yeah,
You remember that, right? So that I could
Yeah.
eat it there because it was just that good. When we go back, because we're definitely going back, I'm taking you with me if I have to, right?
Yeah,
I don't care if you got work the next week or two. Call off, motherfucker, because you're coming with me, all right?
Yeah,
When we go back, I'm going straight to Lawson, and my dinner that night is the chicken bites
yeah. Just going ham on those.
because that was so good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
good. Somehow they inject cheese into it too, and that one sounds weird. It's good. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, 100%. The food there is fantastic. The sushi when we went to Tsukiji Market,
mm-hmm,
bro, there's a picture that I took of the sushi.
mm-hmm.
When you look at Wagyu and you're like, damn, the marbleization's insane on that.
Yeah,
The sushi I bought for $11
mm-hmm.
looked like it could have been Wagyu sushi.
Dang.
Like that, and it tasted. It was so tender, melted in my mouth too, like Wagyu did.
Yeah,
Right, like the flavor was 10 times more present than your average sushi like restaurant in America.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like sushi restaurants here, like the one we just got,
yeah,
great sushi, great foods, right? But the one in the sushi in Japan, it makes sense. It's Japan. That's their cuisine, right?
yeah.
It was 10 times, no less, maybe even more, 10 times more flavorful and just better tasting, more fresh than any other sushi I'd ever have.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we did go to Tsukiji Market early in the morning, as you're supposed to.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
They freshly caught the fish and they prepared and everything. So like, yeah, we went in the morning. It was like 6 in the morning, and it was truly a good move. And the Buddhist temple right next to it too. You remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we went to a Buddhist temple and we did the whole like praying ceremony. It was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah, yeah. No, I wish I could relate with the sushi because I don't think I tried it at that particular place.
No.
Because I think I remember that day. I think it was that day. I think I may have just eaten like everything else. You know what I mean? Because basically when we were in Japan, guys, I just kept eating because I wanted to just keep
Yeah.
like experiencing like
He did,
Japanese
yeah.
food.
But it's funny though, cause like you ate a lot. Like most of your budget was going to food, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mine was like on like souvenirs and shit.
yeah.
But even though you ate that much, I think we still lost weight.
Oh yeah, because we walked too like a lot. You know.
We walked like 10+ miles each day, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
which is a lot. That was a lot of miles each day, and I thought it was so fun.
yeah,
Yeah, we were like walking like endlessly for 12 to 16 hours per day for 10 days straight. So yeah, like even though you were eating a lot, even though I was eating a lot, we were losing weight with how much we were like just walking. Which
yeah,
is why I think the next time we go back to Japan, we're gonna be walking even more probably because we'll probably stay like the next time we go. I want to plan it for like 2 to 3 weeks. If we
yeah,
go with
yeah,
that, right.
yeah,
And we'll go to Osaka. We'll go to Kyoto. We'll go see Mount Fuji as well because that was something we wanted to do.
yeah,
This time we'll ride the bullet trains.
yeah, yeah.
Although we did already ride a bullet train when we were in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
We took the bullet train from Spain to France, which was really nice.
Yeah,
that
the
was cool.
scenery there,
Scenery there was insane.
amazing.
Okay, yeah. So finishing off on the Japan talk,
Mm-hmm.
on the last day, the last full day that we spent there. You remember we were just chilling up there and we're like, damn, this is really our last day.
Yeah,
It was like a cool platform that goes up, right?
yeah, yeah. I know.
Remember that?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What were your thoughts as we were like, coming down, closing up on our Japan trip? What were you? How were you feeling?
I was feeling I guess kind of down in a way where it was like, dang, we're actually leaving. You know what I mean? Like it felt like we were just getting started. And I was also reflecting on like it kind of was better than what I was initially expecting because I had like an open mind and everything,
Yeah.
and I
yeah.
wasn't expecting much, but I didn't expect it to be like that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought it was like that was the time where I was reflecting, and I was like, yo, like Japan want to come back here. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
For sure. That's definitely one of the places in this world that I want to come back to more than twice, more than three, like frequently.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back there and just like see what I couldn't. I want us to go to a rural area too.
Yeah, yeah,
For
like
sure.
Hokkaido.
Yeah, Hokkaido would be nice. Sapporo would be nice. Somewhere in the north, maybe around wintertime. One of those trips because I know in the north it snows a lot,
Yeah.
but the vibes are immaculate around this time.
Really?
Yeah, dude, like it's so beautiful. That's something I want us to do.
Yeah.
But yet, for me, I was really sad. I'm not gonna lie, because that was like, to this day, that was the best 10 days of my life
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. And I've told you that. I think I told you that when we were on the last day. I was like, dude, this is probably the best experience I have ever had in my life.
Dude, I remember you were like, I wonder if I could stay here and just like work. I remember you were talking about that. Yeah.
We had a whole time like, I wonder if I could just stay here and work.
Yeah.
Although that is kind of that's a part of my plan when it comes to streaming.
Yeah.
I want to become a bigger streamer. I want to, influence more people, be a more known person in the social media world or just in the streaming world, to the point where I can be comfortable if I wanted to go there and live there for a long time or like
Yeah.
a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And just kind of like experience that life. But as the years go by, I'm debating if that's something I want to fully do or if I want to stay here with the family and just like live here and then have places there that I can go to at any point,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like split the time. Half of the year I'm there, half the year I'm here. Things like that. Now, me and you, right, have gone to many different places so far.
Yeah.
Of all the places that we've been to thus far,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say is the best place you've gone to?
In terms of different countries?
Yeah.
I would say so far Japan. I mean, we haven't gone to Switzerland. I want to go there,
Mm.
but I would definitely say Japan. I just thought
Yeah.
it was like a great place to be.
Okay.
I thought the food was better.
Yeah.
The streets were cleaner. Because the crime was lower than in Europe, for instance. So you just had like an overall more safe vibe over there.
Yeah.
It was many factors on top of those that I just thought Japan was cool, and we didn't even include like Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
To be fair, we didn't include hiking in like Spain and all those other countries.
That's true.
But I don't know, Japan definitely offered the most I would say experience for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I would presume that you're basically saying
I would say the same, but second would probably be my trip to Germany.
to Germany. Yeah.
It's not because of Switzerland though, and it's not because of Germany itself.
Mm-hmm.
It was the trip essence.
Yeah.
So, you and I are like, we don't really like tours or any of that, right? We don't like to be controlled, not by ourselves when like doing things, right? Like we're more of the free, let's explore kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
For that trip alone was a major exception in my books.
Mm-hmm.
I had experienced, like, it was really nice to have been part of a tour group with people that were around my age too, right? Like I just made one of my best travel buddies, probably the best travel buddy I've ever had, Issa.
Yeah.
She made that trip like leagues better because the vibes were really nice. Mom and pops were there. Issa and her Grammy were there. And she was also the adventurous type.
Yeah.
Like we when we were at one of the mountains, at a certain Austrian man's bunker.
Yeah.
It was like in the mountains, and we kind of just trailed off and started like rock climbing low key, and like we just made it back in time to get away, like go back to the bus and everything. But like experiencing things like outside of the mainline tour thing, and being able to see multiple sites very efficiently.
Yeah.
And like the vibe of our tour guide too, she was awesome. Everything just built together. If I were to rank the Japan trip as a 10, because that really was perfect for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Germany was like a 9.
A 9. Yeah. I was the way you described it, I was like, you're gonna give it a 9.
Yeah. 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
I see. Yeah.
And then France and Spain were definitely like an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember
I think we should save those like France and Spain for the next episode.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So how about this? Any last thoughts that you have for this? Before I this year?
Overall, I would just say like, going back over the topics that we talked about. Japan, very good country. Recommend it for everyone. Warframe, it's a great game. I think that people should definitely watch my brother and, play the games themselves. It's a very cool game. I wonder like how the Steam console, how it's going to turn out. I really wonder if they're going to have people pay for the membership. What's going to be the story with the Steam console, how it's going to affect other console people who are playing it, if it's going to make them shift or not over to quote-unquote PC or not. And, just covering all of those topics. Is there any that I missed? Or
the beginning. I guess just like the entryway to PC getting a little bit harder, but that's like my condolences, if anything, right? To anyone who's getting the PC, like, yeah, my condolences. Sorry about that. For me, Japan, 100% recommend. Even if you aren't like anybody that enjoys or has prior enjoyed anything from Japan, I still think it's a place to go to and visit because it's fantastic. The vibes there are immaculate. Definitely, I would say go in the summer or winter. Spring has its own thing with the cherry blossom blooms. That's also fire. But like summer was fantastic. It was like the perfect season for us to go. Warframe, y'all know me. I will tell you to play it. It's a fantastic game. You need help, I am your guy. I can help out. Got some other guys in the community that stream. They're also really good to go to. What is it? In terms of the Steam box, I think that there's a lot of potential for the Steam box. I think there's a weird area for it to be placed very perfectly if done right, in which it bridges that gap for people that are not sure whether to switch to PC, whether they want to or not, right? Like the Steam box is going to be that little in between where console players can just switch to Steam box, and maybe some PC players of older generations can switch to Steam box. There is some niche market there, and I think it has room to grow and sort of influence people's decisions when it comes to gaming and what hardware / console PC that they want to pick,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was a pretty cool first episode, and I hope that everyone who watches, everyone who listens, enjoys it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah. Take care, guys.